So check this out. This brake fluid, I don't know if nobody ever replaced it or not, but brake fluid is supposed to be clear like water. And as you can see, that is nowhere clear. So that's the mission for today. So here's our caliper, and right underneath the oil tank there is the bleed nipple. So to bleed it out, we're going to use this piece of tubing. I put a piece of tubing on and then just let it on, just because it makes it so much easier to replace the fluid if I ever want to later on. So I'm just going to put this piece of tubing on, then we can drain it into a cup or container of some sort. So we got our piece of tubing on. We're just going to open the bleed nipple here, about a half a turn, and then just pump the handle. And I can already begin to see brake fluid coming out through the tubing. So just pull the brake lever. It'll be hard. Just slowly keep pressure on it and it'll slowly come. And do that till it's all out. Alright, you can see I got most of the old brake fluid out, but to clean the whole line out, you're going to need to get your new brake fluid. You're going to need to fill your reservoir up again. Don't forget to cap this off about every time because it will absorb moisture, and you don't want moisture in your brake fluid. Okay, you can see it going down. You pretty much want to keep doing this until you get most of the old brake fluid out. Just fill it up. Usually don't take real long, but just want to make sure you get as much of that old stuff out as possible. And I'm seeing down at the piece of tubing that's coming out clear, so that's a good sign. Just squeeze it to work the rest of it out. And there you go, your system's all cleaned out. And you can see that's the old brake fluid. Yeah, it's not good. Okay, now we're ready to put new brake fluid in our system. So just go ahead and fill up the reservoir. Just fill it up in good ways. Now what you want to do is you want to keep pumping fluid through, and you don't want to let your reservoir suck any air whatsoever. So just keep pumping it until when you look at your tubing down there, there's no bubbles and air bubbles in the tubing. So just slowly pump it. And also doing it like this also helps not only get the air out of the system, but it also helps flush any of the old stuff up or out. Alright, we got all the air out now. So just fill it up till right below the full line. So about right there. So now you can put your reservoir cap back on. Make sure this rubber piece isn't popped out like that. And it's seated all the way around. Don't drop your screws. Gently place it over top. And then go ahead and tighten it down. And there you go. Don't pump the handle yet, because you need to go down and tighten the bleeder valve. Okay, now I just want to slowly tighten the bleeder valve here. And tighten once it starts getting tight, tighten it down pretty good. Because you don't want this leaking. Shake the rest of the brake fluid out of the tubing here, and you can just pop that off, pull it out. And there you go. Now just pump it, and the brakes do go back in. Our brake fluid level did go down, so just fill it back up just to right below the full line, about right there. Make sure your rubber is seated the whole way around. Flip that over. Go ahead and tighten down your screws. And as you can see, we do have working brakes. So there you go. That's how you change your brake fluid. Don't forget to check out my other videos. On my Powder Extreme, I'm doing a full rebuild on it. Or actually, I did do a full rebuild on it. Pretty much done. So there's a few things I got to do on that yet. So you can check out all the previous videos on that. And don't forget to like and subscribe.